Our story is more than what hobbits and elves know. It is time we told it ourselves. With hammer and axe, we cleanse the world from the shadow of the ring and its master. Yet we dwarves celebrate as a scattered people, cut off from our one true home. Across Middle-earth, we mine and sculpt, delving for riches, yet the greatest treasure remains out of our reach. Moria. Durin built it before the first sun rose. And through the ages, when darkness threatened our great kingdom, he awoke to lead us again. Until the Balrog took it all away. That was 1,000 years ago. And Durin the Deathless has not returned. Some say, be patient. I say, we wait no longer. It is time to journey from every mountain. Come, rally together. Bring your axes and tools, craft and courage. It is time we dwarves return to Moria.
Hello, welcome to the crafting table. We are going to give the Lord of the Rings Return to Moria a good old-fashioned playthrough. This is kind of a game that I've been waiting on. I thought it was going to release next year, but it did not. It released this year. I wasn't paying close enough attention to it, I guess. But we are going to return to Moria. As you can see, I've already started playing it a little bit with my brother. I played it by myself a little bit, but it kept having a few bugs that were a little annoying. So I got to the deeps, and that's about as far as I've gotten. So we're gonna make a new guy here, and we'll see you when I am done customizing him. Alright, here's our stout dwarf from the Iron Hills, part of Dane's folk. And I'm going to mash up a couple of fantasy realms here. He's going to be Bowindil, the Ironheart. That's from a book series I'm pretty fond of. Marcus Heights, the Dwarves. Let's see here. Do we have... was like kind of testing this whole idea, but the idea still kind of stands. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete that, and then create a new one. And we're just gonna call it, whoop. There we go. And we're just gonna hit this 10 times. That's the one we're doing.
Yes, dwarves from every clan have answered your call, despite the King Under the Mountain's objection. Lord Gimli, Erebor will not support entering the Black Pit.
If the king wants to stop us, he can come himself.
Every attempt you've made has failed. This is a sign.
No signs or kings are going to stop us. This is the time to reclaim Khazad-dûm. Today, we get into that mountain. Any luck?
Nah, won't budge.
Did you try speaking friend?
Now, why didn't I think of that before? You did your best. On to plan B.
Ah, finally.
Plan B? Is that blasting fire?
I'd stand back if I were you.
This is madness! Gimli, you can't! We have to wait for Durin!
Durin's not here. We have to do this ourselves. Maybe this will wake him up. Limin Barak, Limin Tagaz, Kazad Dashtin.
Oh, no! Lord Gimli! This is another sign!
Oh, hammer tongues. It's the Fourth Age. Nothing is going to stop us.
You heard Lord Gimli. Let's go. Pack it in. Yes, nice and tight. Come on, help him out.
All right.
That was no normal dwarf blast.
All right, let's see. So we've got gather supplies,
Too dark for dwarf eyes.
search for resources, and find a way back to the company's camp. Was that just the blasting fire, or did I hear a roar as well? I seem to have fallen inside Moria. I am unprepared for this. I need light and food before I can find my way back to the company. Alright, we'll read all that in a little bit once we get a torch. Gather up some wood. Alright. It looks like we're not in darkness anymore, so we're good to go ahead and read. So we crafted the torch. Lamps and torches. Lamps and torches will light the way, a useful tool to keep the creeping despair and shadows away. Gimli Lockbearer. Gimli, son of Gloin, the Lockbearer and Lord of the Glittering Caves, is of the House of Durin, and was the only dwarven member of the Fellowship of the Ring. After the fall of Sauron, Gimli journeyed with the elf Legolas before leading a group of dwarves to establish a colony in the glittering caves behind Helm's Deep. Gimli now leads a company of dwarves from across Middle-earth to retake Khazad-dûm, the greatest dwarven kingdom ever built. Deep within its ancient mines is the rare, rich ore of Mithril. Gimli had pledged to use it to rebuild the gates of Minas Tirith for his friend Aragorn, now king of the reunited kingdom. King Thorin III Stonehelm. Thorin Stonehelm, son of Dain, king under the mountain. His name is named after the famous Thorin Oakenshield, who led the 12 dwarves, a hobbit burglar, and a wizard to retake the Lonely Mountain. After the War of the Ring, Thorin Stonehelm rebuilt the kingdoms of Erebor and Dale. He has recently turned his attention to rooting out orcs and other creatures of shadow in the northern ranges of the Misty Mountains. While he has long supported Gimli's endeavors, King Thorin has refused to support his plans to retake Moria for Mithril or otherwise. The Camp of Gimli's Company. The Camp of Gimli's Company has welcomed dwarves from across the far regions of Middle-earth, those who answered Lord Gimli's call to return to Moria and mine Mithril once more. The company for many weeks has been clearing away rubble, sculpting a grand new facade, and trying to open the doors of Durin. But the doors of Durin have remained shut no matter which dwarven tricks the company tried. There was simply no way into Moria until the unexpected blast. The Contract, Section 1. An excerpt from Section 1 of the Contract of the Company of Gimli Lockbearer. For your offered assistance in returning to Moria to mine Mithril, my sincerest acceptance. Terms: all traveling expenses into Moria guaranteed in any event. Funeral expenses to be defrayed by Gimli or his representatives, if occasion arises and the matter is not otherwise arranged for. And then we have a couple of building plans here for rope ladder and a quick platform. We'll be using the quick platform here very soon. Very handy bit of building. Just jump over this here.
There must be a way back to camp.
Alright.
Could try the doors of Durin from the inside.
Make ourselves
Let's get going.
a pickaxe out of the metal and whatnot that we just found. And there's quite a bit of metal and wood just laying around, as well as cloth. All kinds of stuff to be found on the ground. Lots of trash to clean up and reuse, basically. So we got a tunnel a way out. There we go. Jumping. Jump to navigate across small chasms, or to get yourself up to platforms. Dwarves will automatically climb up onto objects at around their head height. Got ourselves some metal fragments. Useful but forgettable remnants of ancient metal can be scavenged and reworked for basic crafting found throughout Moria. Pickaxes, a dwarven miner's tool of choice. Pick the right pickaxe for the right ore and gems. Here's our first bit of mining to do. Just some standard dirt. Find this all over the place.
Firelight. We are not alone.
Alright, looks like we got a few things to read through here. But we did pick up some mushrooms, and it wants us to eat some, because our food bar down in the bottom left there is getting pretty low. Alright, so mushrooms, a staple ingredient in many a ration or meal, grown best by a certain Shire farmer. I would assume they mean maggot. Cloth straps. A ragged fabric stub of unknown origin can be rewoven or repurposed, found in homes and storage containers. We've got stone here under ore and gems. It buries kings and raises cities. This basic building material is harvestable in abundance by breaking anything of stone. Then we've got digging. A dwarf and their pickaxe make a powerful pair. Use your pickaxe to dig your way through dirt and find new areas of Moria to explore. Mine ore to craft powerful weapons and armor. For precise digging, hold right click to aim. I find that it's roughly about the same whether you aim or not. So we got some mushroom stew. Stew mushrooms over an open flame until tender and aromatic. Consume when finished, I guess. I don't know. We got ourselves a dwarf remains here. Go ahead and honor him. Grab the hero token. I don't know if there's anything to read up about the hero tokens.
A raven of Erebor.
We're gonna grab all the mushrooms. We're gonna need the food. So we're gonna grab all this before talking to the raven.
Are you from our camp?
Thank the winds. I am Arik, son of Arak. Yours is the only friendly face here.
What's happened to the rest of camp?
I cannot tell. A curse, ill curse. It blocks me.
Could you search for another way out? For any other survivors?
I will search. You go east, see what you can find. I will fly to you when I can.
Alright. First goal. First real goal, anyway. Looks like we have a few more things here. So, let's see. Ravens of Erebor were part of the company. He must be from the camp and can tell me what happened. Yep, we do that. Eric, a raven from the camp of Gimli's company, is also trapped inside Moria. He will help search for a way out and for any other survivors. I will journey further in hopes of finding the door. It was stuck, but maybe I can open it from the inside. Eric the Raven. Eric, son of Arak, is a raven of Erebor belonging to the rookery of Lord Gimli's company. Eric's family originally hails from Raven Hill, near Erebor, and are amongst the few ravens who can speak and understand the speech of dwarves. These intelligent raven families have long helped Durin's folk. And we have Memorial Flame, a tribute to remember the fallen dwarves who came before. And it takes 5 of those hero tokens to make. It's pretty handy. Gives you stamina boost. There we go. Alright, here's where we use those quick platforms. So, let's see here. So, you can hit B and open it up and do it this way. Or you can hit V, which is kind of a hotkey for it. You have to hit it multiple times to keep it going. Alright. Might as well grab that. Sealed barrels, any sort of sealed container is usually worth grabbing. Whoop. See, like this one right here, it'll have some decent stuff in it. We can break these. Metal fragments can be pretty important. Man, look at that, some cram. That is a field ration. Those are the only types of food that you can take with you.
Doors of Durin. What's wrong with it? I've never seen runes with such shadow. No wonder we couldn't get it open from the other side.
Alright, the doors of Durin are cursed. Someone or something has gouged a cursed rune onto the inside of the gate. This is why Gimli's company couldn't get the doors open from the outside. Evil shadow exudes from it, blocking any from approaching. Could this be why there are piles of dead orcs? The doors of Durin cannot be opened, not while this strange shadow-cursed rune lies upon them. I'll have to find another way out. Best to start looking for clues. Then we have locations. The Doors of Durin, also known as the Holland Gate, or the Elven Door. The Doors of Durin is the primary western entrance to Khazad-dûm. During the journey of the Fellowship of the Ring, it was just outside these doors that the hobbit Merry helped Gandalf solve the puzzle of how to open them, before they were attacked by the Watcher in the Water. Carved into the side of the mountain Zirak-Zigil, the Doors of Durin remain a symbol of the friendship that once existed between Eregion's elves of the Second Age and the dwarven kingdom of Khazad-dûm. They were made by the great dwarven craftsman Narvi, and the signs were drawn by Celebrimbor, elf lord of Eregion. Alright. Here's some more useful debris. A lot of this stuff you can break. Looks like Sign of the Fellowship. Signs of the Fellowship. The Fellowship is here. I found a wee set of Shire-made travel plates and forks. These must have been left behind by one of Lord Gimli's hobbit companions, perhaps while resting after the Watcher trapped them inside Moria. I must be on the same path Gandalf and Gimli led them. A very good omen. They made it out, and so can we. Need an improvised axe. Go ahead and put the cram down there as well. See, like these sealed containers right here can be pretty good for things. Looks like these ones have crystal flares in them, which you can throw for a little bit of light for a small amount of time. We have a Muznakan carving, an Ori Muznakan carving. Any of these sealed containers, I'm going to try and break them up. Looks like we've already got some company. Chase after him. Looks like they ran for now. Alright, let's see here. The orcs. Watching, not attacking. Foul goblins haunt my steps, yet refuse to directly engage in a fight. Is this what their boss told them to do? To what end? Sleep will be difficult. There are eyes in the dark around every corner. Orcs survived. It was too much to hope that the orcs of Moria marched to war and never returned. They either survived or never left. How many orcs still plague these mountains is uncertain, but there is enough that they have an orc town. I overheard them planning to watch me. I will keep my weapons sharp and ready. War axes. Basic axes are slower than swords, but hit harder. Holding left click will charge to spin and hit a couple of enemies at once. Since basic axe only uses one hand, you are free to pair it with a shield for extra defense. Eric has returned. Creatures, snack rats. Snack rats are a common rodent, yet got this name somehow. These rats are everywhere, and they've staved off starvation for many a dwarf. Said to be delicious if one ignores the taste, texture, and smell. So let's go ahead and talk to Eric.
Ah, Arik! What
Arik.
news?
There's no way west. No way out.
I did not think we would see shadow-cast runes in Moria. Our path, then, must go east.
Long journey. You must prepare. Up here, at that old dwarven camp.
You're right. It's time to find shelter before making our way farther.
I will scout ahead. Stay alive.
With luck, we'll exit the Dimril Gate. For now, we must face the long dark of Moria.
Alright. So what we want to do is I'm gonna
Outpost
take out a
of
couple of these
Balin.
snack rats, because we're gonna need 3 meat for one of the tutorial thingies. And if we can get extra, we will. There we go. Got a little bit of extra. Alright, so let's see what it has for us here. Goals. The Goals Compendium will help guide you on your quest to take back Moria. If you're ever feeling stuck, press G for your next steps. Prepare for the long dark. Attic found no other survivors and no way out. Time to make shelter, eat a meal, and forge what we will need for the dangerous trial ahead of us. Sunions, which we just found. A large spicy sweet bulb that grows near spots of light in Westgate, the secret ingredient of Khazad cooking. Alright, so night just fell. We're in twilight right now. We're still... Well, no, not being watched, but you know what? These guys give... some scraps, which we will need for different pieces of gear. And while we're out here, I'm gonna go ahead and make this little quick access platform to get up here. Alright, so let's see. Rebuild the old camp. We will do that in a moment. Ben-Nimun, the temper of a Daimun, but the size of an evening beer pint. The Benyamun pigs provides pork and can be domesticated if one has suitable accommodations. Resources: hide scraps, small strips of hide hastily collected from hunted animals or scavenged from ancient leatherworks. Now we can make a scout pack, which we already have, so we won't need to do that. Let's go ahead and rebuild the hearth. Our torch just ran out, so we'll need the light. Alright, build menu. Let's go ahead and build the bedroll. We're going to just go ahead and put it right there. Then we just claim the bedroll, and that's that. And I believe the next thing is going to be make some meat, which we just collected a bunch of meat, so be able to do that no problem. Alright, while that's cooking, I'm just going to go ahead and clear out some of this rubble. Just get it out of the way. We're going to need the space for boxes and what have you. Clear out these little things right here. There we go. Alright, eat roast meat on meal table. We can actually make a little bit nicer of a meal table. A fancy one with a tablecloth and everything. Alright, so we need to build a storage chest now. Let's go ahead and make one for food. Go. And it doesn't have an auto sort button, so we just kind of I just kind of put things where I feel like they should go. Rebuild the furnace. We've got the materials to do that. We're gonna have to go to sleep here soon. Okay. So now we know how to make iron ingots. One thing I'm going to go ahead and take care of is shoring up this door for the evening. Let's go ahead. Is that? No, that's not right. I'm going to move it over a little bit. Right there ought to do it. I know it's dark, so let's go ahead and build some torches here. Building's a little bit screwy in this game. Could be tightened up a bit more. Okay, so we need to find an ore vein and mine from it. Let's go ahead and read what we got here. Yep, find the ore vein. Bedrolls. Claiming bedrolls will allow you to sleep in them when all dwarves in your party are ready and present to sleep. Be sure to claim your bedroll when creating a new camp. You will always return to your latest claimed bedroll if you fall in battle and are not revived. Dwarfcraft. Furnaces. Furnaces are typically found near a dwarven forge. Required to prepare metals, a craftsman will need to upgrade their furnace with more precious alloys. We know how to make wood flares now, which are kind of like those crystal flares we picked up. We got a bunch of crafting building blocks essentially now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and sleep the night away. First things first is I'm going to start a medley skewer. So that'll be ready by the time we wake up. We're being stalked right now. Let's go ahead and eat that. Let's just, you know, we don't have to do that right now. Let's go ahead and go mine out this iron that it told us to do. In fact, we're going to make another box here. We're going to have a few boxes in the corner over here that just bunch of the stuff we're going to be picking up. Metal we don't really need to take with us. Quite a few of this stuff we probably won't be needing to take with us. In fact, the hero metal, same thing there. We could possibly need the flares. I never really use them. I just don't think they last long enough. Alright, so here's the ore. And we're going to go ahead and start mining out this iron. We get to hear a mining song while we do so. It's kind of a small... over here watching us. Alright, let's go ahead and get this iron smelted here. Started going. So we got 4 of them. We need 5 for the thing we're going to need next. Just kind of a little bit disappointed in that iron vein right there.
Durin's bane is gone.
Right. Maybe we'll find its bones one day.
Let's see if we can find some more iron. Sometimes you can find iron in some of these broken buildings and such. You can find all kinds of stuff, actually. Stuff I shouldn't be technically seeing until much later. Let's go ahead and check around here. Any more carvings? We will definitely be coming back for these pallets. There's some more iron. That's exactly what I needed. Take all that. There we go. Yeah, even more. Here's a statue. We need to come back here and repair it a little later. Now it looks like just up ahead there's an iron vein in that wall. Let's see, do we have room? Yes, we do. So we'll definitely be coming back here to mine that. But I think we have enough iron right now to get the few bits of gear that we need to move on. So what I want to do is I want to get a bit of coal while we're at it. 'Cause we're going to need coal to heat the furnace as well as the smithy. Looks like we're full up. We're gonna have to drop off what we have. Let's see, I didn't pick up another... Yeah, I didn't pick up another figurine or anything, so... Alright, so we need about... I want to say like 15 or 20 refreshing salad soon. But we're going to need about 15 or 20 iron ingots. Let's go ahead and make all these up. Alright, so we have the plans for the repair smithy, although we can't make it yet. But we will have it soon enough, so we're going to go ahead and rebuild the forge here. Alright, we're just going to go ahead and get rid of this little thing that's not important. Drop our coal off. Lots of stuff to drop off. Now I usually carry about like roughly 20 pieces of wood with me for quick platforms. It seems to be a good number. Works for me. Excuse me. Alright, so what do we got here? Forge an iron sword. Now the other thing too is we need to read Ori's book here. Fast travel. Map stones allow you to quickly navigate the complex maze built by your predecessors. If you know the location of at least 2 map stones, you can quickly travel between them by using the map. Owle's blooms. Owle blooms. A blossom that brews into a rich, energizing tea found in the Elven Quarter. Kuzdul oats. A once carefully cultivated grain, now wild and flourishing in well-lit cavernous areas. It's stubborn enough to harvest itself. Iron Hills Dwarfcraft. Iron, the servant of the dwarves. Iron armor and weaponry are the most common of all dwarfcraft. After the fall of Khazad-dûm, the dwarves of Erebor focused on buildcraft, while the Iron Hills strived but ultimately failed to match the martial craft of their ancestors. Forges. The heart of a dwarven home is typically a forge. Here is where most craft making occurs. Look for opportunities to upgrade. Locations in Moria. The West Gate. Westgate. Basically the town we're in right now. Westgate was once a bustling settlement located on the innermost slopes of Khazad-dûm, near the old mines of Moria. It had started as a small guard outpost for the doors of Durin, but once trade flourished with the elven realm of Eregion in the Second Age, Westgate grew in size and importance. After the fall of Eregion, Westgate remained an important city under the Misty Mountains, only rivaled by Dwarodelf itself. So not a town, a city. We found amber, a gemstone of golden orange resin. Resin, used for armor tinting and found in coal veins. Citrines, a pale yellow crystal renders a vivid gold pigment, used for armor tinting, found in iron ore veins. Coal, a rough black rock brimful with energy if burned. The best defense against winter's chill and useful for metal crafting, abundant throughout Moria. And then iron ore, an abundant ore used for steel making. Strong alone, but stronger still mixed into one of the many varieties of steel found throughout Moria. So we can make an iron hammer now. We have a couple more things here. Forge, iron ore pallet, iron ingot pallet. Alright, so we have even more of these things now. So now we can make the sword. Let's go ahead and make a shield while we're at it. So, take Durin's highway east. Follow your map to the highway entrance. I wanted nothing more than to see Moria from the inside. Now I only want to get out. The Dimril Gate is leagues east of here. It's time to seek for Durin's highway. The straightest way. Nakbur Baglur B. But what happened to everyone from camp? Answers will be revealed once we escape the mountains. Okay, I don't think we have yet. We don't have any more ore. However, we can make a hammer now, which we are going to do. And then let's go ahead and check this chest right here. Ori's Akfur chest.
A dwarven chest. Let's get you open, see what you're keeping secret.
Alright, open Ori's chest. This chest has Ori's name on it. It must contain something useful. The chest itself is a Kafrun Akfur. Near indestructible and impossible to open or move by anyone other than another dwarf. Inscribed on the chest are the intricate instructions for how to forge a unique key to open it. I should make the key and open the chest. Alright, so now we have the plans for the key, and now we can make it. Let's see here, we had another thing here. Hammers. Used for restoration or repair work. The right hammer will get the job done. Which we now have. Alright, got some extra iron, some coins, some lembas bread, some coal as well, it looks like. Alright, let's go ahead and put the lembas bread down here. There we go. Okay, so Ori's journal. I found another... wait. Let's start with Ori's records. I found a parchment in an elvish hand. Durin's Day, 3rd Age, 2989. Balin has sent 5 of us to establish outposts in the far corners of Moria. Here we begin our search. I found another parchment in Ori's elvish handwriting. March 22, 3rd Age, 2993. We've not yet been able to find any fragments of Durin's axe in Westgate, though it is said to be placed here. It has been an age since a dwarf last walked these halls, and we search with only a glint of hope that the fragments remain where the tomes of old claim. So now we have search in Westgate. Such an important dwarven artifact cannot have fallen into the hands of orcs. If I trust Ori's journal, a fragment of Durin's axe will be located in Westgate. I shall hunt for it. We found some gold coins, once valuable currency, a treasure hoarder's delight, found in dwarven residences and hoarded by orcs and trolls. Melting it down would be shameful, so just make a treasure pile of them. Now we have the treasure cache that we can make. Alright, but for now, we're just going to go ahead and drop all that stuff in here. Nope. Don't really need any of that right now. I heard some padding about out here. So we're going to go and have a look. The axe, I'm actually going to drop off. Should have dropped it off to begin with, but I forgot. I don't know if he was the one. Seems that he was the one doing the padding about. Oh, no, here they come now. We got ourselves some wolves to contend with. Wow. Got him. Alright. So what we want to do is we want to find these statues here, and we want to repair them. Repairing the statues will give us new recipes. Iron War Axe, 1 of 2 so far. And we'll probably just be targeting some of these animals along the way, just to get some extra food to have. Alright, looks like we've unlocked a couple of other things here. Let's see, swords, that's the one. We didn't read the swords and shields one. Use a one-handed sword to quickly deal with multiple enemies. Oh, excuse me. They have a wide arc and a very quick charged attack that will deal extra damage. This will also free up your offhand to use a shield for added defense. Shields. Use your shield to protect yourself from attacks Press left click while blocking for a devastating shield bash. Perfectly timing your blocks will stagger smaller enemies and your shield will last longer. Okay. Creatures. Wolves. Excuse me. Smaller than wargs, but quarrelsome as fell beasts. The wild cave wolves have determined they own the caverns. The wolves of the surface refuse to welcome these overly territorial relatives. And you'll see those just kind of patting around down here. Usually trying to hunt you down. That's what they're doing. Oh, looks like we've got the search west gate. Looks like this is the area to search. We're also going to keep an eye out for more of those Ori family carvings while we're at it. Finding all kinds of stuff. Alright, if we see boxes, yeah, like these ones right here, that is the ones to bust open. They have a good chance of dropping iron ore, or they always drop it. Something like that. Or just straight up iron ingots. That's amazing. Well, we won't be able to pick up any of the Ori carvings now. So we'll just have to make do here. Let's grab a bit more wood. There we go. Full up on wood. We don't have to worry about grabbing it anymore. Should probably head back. It's starting to get towards evening here. Of course, we could keep looking. Let's go ahead and bust that open.
Kill 'em all.
This is a nice little cavern. This might be where I set up a food place for later on. Here we go. Good statue spot here. Let's go ahead and fix it up. So now we can make the Iron Hills gloves. Can break through there, but I don't think we're gonna do that right now. See if we can make this jump. Barely made it. Got some coal in here too. Look like we're gonna have any luck on those Ori carvings in this cavern. Or what was that? Oh, just cloth straps. We'll have to be getting back soon. There we go. Another statue. What do we get? The Iron Hills armor. I believe that's everything for this section of Moria, as far as the plans are that you can get from the statues, because there's only a certain amount of statues that you need to get before it just gives you a bit of iron and some coal each time. And I think we may have found all of them already. there's nothing for it right now. We might as well just head back. Let's go ahead and just make a few here. Everything we got. We don't have any coal to deposit. Do have some iron ore. I think we're just going to go ahead and store it in a box for now, since we don't have a lot of it. Apparently we're under siege now, too.
I'll destroy you first!
Kind of want to make a torch out here so I can see. Should have hit you. You got kind of like a 360 block as well, so the combat's not crazy difficult, but you can get surrounded pretty quick. And you just end up blocking pretty much the whole time. Taking a few quick hits at enemies and then trying to back off. That was awfully fast. Usually it's night 3 when they end up coming around. Alright, let's go ahead and get our armor. At least we can get that going. Alright, so now we got some armor. We just need to get this war axe next. But for now, we're gonna go ahead and take a sleep. Let's see. Let's go ahead and put down an iron ingot pallet. There we go. And now we need to drop a few of these other things. We don't need all this stuff with us. Especially the food. We can drop the food off. We need a smithy. A repair smithy. Almost completely forgot to make that. There we go. Yeah. Good. Alright, so we want to go ahead and head this way. Let's go see if we can find the Durin's axe. Or the Durin's axe fragment. And possibly some more of those Ori Muznakin statues. Muznakan. Looks like we got another broken statue here, which we need some extra stone to fix. Let's go ahead and get it fixed. Alright, now I believe we have found all the different recipes for this section. Alright, there it is. Piece of Durin's axe. We have a couple of things to read up on. So we found the axe piece. When reaching a Durin's axe fragment waypoint, look within the surrounding area for a fragment of Durin's axe. It can be inside a building, in front of a monument, or displayed on a plaque. The key is to leave no stone unturned. Outlasted the siege. Last night they finally attacked our small encampment. It was not the size of the orc hordes of legend when the waves of Rakas relentlessly broke against dwarven defenses, yet now vigilance is needed, along with repairs to the walls. First axe fragment. The Westgate fragment of Durin's axe is found. The piece looks to be the handle of the axe. Can't quite tell what all what all of its materials are. Some runes are visible, but time has left its mark, and they no longer read clear. It is ancient, though, and the power it exudes is immense. I wonder why it was broken off from the whole. Still have a feeling we're going to need this weapon. Cranberries, a tart berry that sweetly kisses, then bludgeons the mouth. Oft found in shallow water. Friwaris? I don't speak Elvish, so. Or Elven, Sylvan, whatever you want to call it. A shocking sight. Hello? Wolves sneaking up on me. What we're reading there. A shocking sight, these blazingly pale white deer, and under a mountain no less, called Hriwaris by the wood elves. The scent of elven power attracts them, and they seek it in the stone of the elven halls, hunt for good meat and hides of excellent quality. Quartz, a chunk of clear crystal, oft found in gold veins, used for armor tinting and found in gold veins. It says that twice. Don't really need to know that twice. Let's see, iron war axe and the stone hearth. Let's see, stuffed mushrooms, which sounds delicious. Let's see, there's some stuff kind of laying around. We're gonna gather that up, and then we're gonna head over to Durin's Highway, which is this way. Looks like Arik is already here.
These shadow vents are almost as bad as those cursed runes.
Evil curses. Evil. Highway blocked. Must find another way east.
Maybe we can get into the old mines. Find a way back onto Durin's Highway from there.
Mines are close. Dig through. Find where to dig through.
All right. I'll find the right spot to dig a shortcut to the mines. Let's catch up again in there, friend.
In the mines.
Alright. So we need to head towards the mines. A wizard's mark. Shadows in Moria. Let's see, wizard's runes first of all. The runes carved here are no dwarf letters. They are the markings of the wizard Tharkun, though most know him as Gandalf. He must have left these signs for a dwarf to find as he traveled through Moria, looking for Thrain, but why? Regardless, Gandalf's markings may include clues about what is hidden in the dark of Moria. These runes are the markings of the wizard Tharkun. Here is what is written. Evil shadow plagues this area. A wizard searches for Thrain, Gandalf. Durin's Highway. Excuse me. Within Khazad-dûm's 40-mile-wide kingdom runs Durin's Highway, also known as the Great Road of Zirak-Zigil. This grand road connected the doors of Durin and the town of Westgate on the inner western slopes to the Dimril Gate and the magnificent city of Dwarrowdelf on the eastern slopes. Once a major thoroughfare under the mountains, this is the path the Fellowship of the Ring took with Lord Gimli. And we have Shadow Curse. Shadow leaks from the deep places. Contact with it can give the Shadow Curse draining health. The highway is blocked. Another shadow-cursed rune blocks Durin's Highway, which would have led to the great city of Dwarrowdelf and beyond. It looks to be the same curse plaguing the Western Gate. Why was this done? Find a shortcut to the mines. There's no open path to Dwarodelf from here with the Shadow Curse blocking Durin's highway. But there should be another way... That's kind of a weird sentence. But there should be another way onto the Great Road. There should be another way onto the Great Road from the old mines of Moria. Then I can continue east to Dwarodelf. But first, I need to find where to start digging to get into the mines. First, we actually need to get back home. Back to camp. Then we need to come and clear out some of the stuff that we found. Specifically the hero medals, or the hero tokens. We can fix this statue up, at least. We have 2 hero tokens that we can grab here. Okay, what else we got? The ore. I think we can put the ore away for now. I don't really need that. I don't think we need to smelt any more iron at the moment. Although it probably couldn't hurt to smelt it. So let's go ahead and get that going. Alright, and then we're going to make some stuffed mushrooms this time. This one's going to be really good for us. And we're just going to go ahead and sleep through the night. Alright, it's still part of... Let's see, the dark is still happening right now. That's okay. The cold debuff doesn't do a whole lot to you. I think it... Let's see, enter cold without leaving will become bone cold. Which I think slows down stamina regeneration, but... Let's see what Bone Cold actually does here. Too cold to effectively adventure or sleep, must find warmth. I don't know what that means. Okay. Is this another remains? Yes, it is. Alright, so we can take that off the map now since it has been retrieved. Shouldn't reappear or anything like that. Those are kind of your finite resources. Isn't there a carving somewhere as well? Yeah, that was a carving. There. No, where is it? Could have swore there was a carving over here. There it is. I want to say I need 4 more Ori Muznakan carvings to be able to open that cache of his. I'm wondering too. I'm pretty sure I searched all of this in here. Let's go ahead and bust down this tree, though. Alright, now we can make a workbench, as long as we get all the trees necessary for it. Or all the elven wood, rather. I think I did search this house already. In fact, I'm fairly certain of it. Oh, whoops. Did not mean to do that. Don't want to break too much around here. Looks like metal fragments, yeah. Oh, and we got those. Gotta remember to do that. Pay close attention to your map. Make sure to mark things off as you do them. Otherwise you'll end up going back to them. Looks like we got ourselves a defiled statue monument. Should knock that stuff off if I had a better tool, because this would take a while. Oh, maybe not that long. Let's knock it all off. Get rid of all this orc filth. Get it off of here. There we go. It's just too bad we can't fix it. That is one thing I would like to see, is being able to fix the larger statues that are toppled over like that. And enough of the building pieces to do stuff like this once you get to a point of just having an overabundance. Although there are some resources that are finite. So like all these different walls that have dirt or ore or gems or whatever it is that you find, they are all a finite resource. Once it's mined out, it is gone. The only thing that really grows back is a lot of the food sources grow back. In fact, all the food sources grow back, I want to say. Still no carvings. This is kind of surprising. They must all be in the room right before the elven quarter. Either that, or I'm just gonna come across a bunch of them right now. Oh, I already got some. Let's go grab those jades. Yeah. Oh, there were some coins too. Oh, hey. What are y'all doing here? This ain't your land. Back a dwarf into a corner. That was random. Random attack. Dealt with them swiftly. Keep having to look around here though, because it seems like the carvings are just all over the place. I think we needed 4. We're at 3 currently. I think we need 4. So let's keep checking around. Might have the last one in here somewhere. And look at that. Oh, and you can knock them over too, so just be aware of that if you're looking for them. You could have possibly kicked it off its pedestal or whatever. But it looks like it's only noon. So let's keep traveling towards the mine section. And it looks like we have another statue to fix. I'm going to be repairing all these statues. I have a crazy person, crazy idea that I want to try and do later on in this series. And yeah, it might prove quite time consuming.
Oh, I hear water behind this wall. Could be a shortcut to the mines. Time to dig.
Okay. So, let's see. Light meter. Find a strong light source or suffer despair. Light becomes a scarce resource deeper in Moria. Stay in darkness too long and risk despair and the damage it inflicts. A dark shadow. An oppressive shadowed darkness plagues Moria. It drains courage and energy, making it hard for even the sturdiest dwarves to do anything. Being under the mountain and being in the dark are not one and the same. Moria was never meant to be this darksome. To fight the creeping despair, a good song and a light will warm the heart again. Take the shortcut. The sound of birds and flowing water. Something is on the other side of this collapse, and my nose is telling me this is the way to go. Always follow your nose. Elven wood. The fast-growing wood of elven forests. The last living remnant of the elves under the mountain. Found in the elven quarter and can be salvaged for some wooden structures. From wooden structures. I think that's what it said. From some wooden structures, yes. Didn't know if I misread that. Jade, a pale green gemstone, excellent for paint making, used for armor tinting and found in the lower depths, enclosed in iron ore veins. So we found a resource already. Okay. Had to leave suddenly there, but hopefully editing me realizes to cut all that out. I would imagine I would. Alright, let's see. What do we have? Notice from the king. The king's order. Godnuruzg. By order of King Durin III, this area of Zrak-Zigil is shut to all under penalty of exile. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly. I'm not exactly fluid in Khazalid, or is it Kuzdul? Hopefully I'm not mixing my fantasy worlds. So we can make a workbench now. We need 12 more pieces of elven wood and elven wood pallet. Now what we're going to try and do, let's see, we got another wizard mark here. These runes are the markings of the wizard Tharkun. Here is what is written. The magic of the elves is strong here. A wizard searches for Thrain. Gandalf. I'm going to try and get some extra elven wood as well, so that way we can make a bow. Well, Durin, forgive me. My need is great. Alright, so we won't really be able to...
Elven cavern inside Khazad-dûm? Well, bust my granite.
Oh, that's what I meant to. There we go. Now, once we make an axe, we'll be able to chop down these trees a little bit easier. And that is one thing I am going to do, is basically going to be clearing out all these trees to get as much of the elven wood as possible. because we'll need it for all kinds of different crafting station upgrades and things like that. But we're going to spend some time just getting as much elven wood as possible before heading back and getting everything ready for the next portion. Alright, this will be the last 2 trees we're going to be chopping down before heading back. It is already night. Early portions of night, but still night nonetheless. So we need to get back. Alright, we have a full stack of elven wood, which is good. And I'll bring you back if anything along the way is exciting here. Let's see what the tips say really quick. Making your own waypoints. Yes, we know how to do that. After opening the map with M, you can set custom waypoints by pressing X, toggle waypoint list with F, and then search for the mine's entrance. Explore this strange part of Moria and find the way to the mines. This blocked off area could be my way into the old mines of Moria. It is quite strange that any part of Moria was barricaded by the order of the king, no less. At least, it seems to be untouched by evil shadow, a very good sign. So yeah, we will make our way back to camp, and unless something exciting happens, I will see you there. Alright, we are back to camp. Let's go ahead and drop a few things here. Probably end up turning that into an ingot. Actually, completely... well, let's drop the stuff off first and get some food cooking. No, we don't need to do any of that. Let's see, we can make the workbench right now. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. We'll just place it wherever. So we can make an adventurer's pack, all kinds of stuff. Hunting bow, some arrows, adventuring pack, or adventurer's pack, that's the big one that we want to do. Let's go ahead and get that smelting right there. And get some mushroom stew going. Mushroom? Mushroom? Mushroom. Now we want to drop off these carvings. So we got 4 of 4. Fantastic. Alright. Coins and some ingots. Learned how to make an heirloom shield and the trapper hat. So let's get those going. I'm sure the mushroom stew is probably done by now. Oh, just as we walk in. Fantastic. Alright, let's see. We want the heirloom shield. We can put this other shield away for now. And the trapper hat. Awesome, now we got a helmet. There we go. It's a pretty awesome helmet too. I like this helmet a lot. Alright, let's go ahead and put away this shield. We'll be using the heirloom shield from now on. We can put the coins and gems away. We don't need any of that moving forward. We can make a bow. That is definitely one thing we're going to be doing. Let's go ahead and put the flares away. We won't need those. Let's fix all of our stuff. All of our equipment nice and fixed. Let's make a bow. And we'll make 90 arrows. I think they stack up to 99, so I just kind of make 90 and call it good. We'll put this there. There we go. We're all good there. Let's go ahead and put away the rest of the resources that we do have. Wait, not all of them though. We will need this stuff sometimes. And then get a stuffed mushrooms going while we rest. Okay. So now we got some other things to look at here. Let's see. Sapphires, a precious blue jewel, found in the darkest deeps most of the time, and used for runes and crafting. Ink grinder, crushes gems and other materials into paints for items. A dwarf cannot live on bleak practicality alone. I beg to differ. I bet I can. Alright, so now we're well fed. Good. There's the ink grinder. Well, I mean, we'll end up doing that. I mean, gotta, right? The dyer equipment to look really cool. It's nice and daylight out. We don't even need a torch. You know what? We never made the axe. Silly me. I'm over here running around with this simple, basic iron sword. We want that axe. The axe is a lot better. Swords have their place as well, but I like the axe. True dwarf at heart. So let's get that axe. We'll put the sword away. And we gotta go adventuring down south more. You probably heard the goblin voices and such while we were down there. We'll be able to hear more of what they're doing down there once we get down there. And we gotta hunt. We need to get more of these hides. In fact, let's go ahead and look at hides and the resources. Larger sections of animal skin treated for use. Raw-edged and rough to the touch. It can be collected from hunted animals. Fantastic. Okay. We'll see more of those elven deer. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that. Hirowas. Perhaps. I don't know. Maybe that's it. But we'll see lots of them out in the Elven Quarter, and not only are they good eating, but they provide us with hides, which we will need to make the Adventurer's Pack. Alright, keep an eye out for the Hirowas. Again, don't know if that's how it's pronounced. Anybody who actually knows how to speak Elven or Sindarin or whatever you want to call it, you can correct me, I suppose. I'm not above being corrected on that, especially from a fantasy universe that I love so much. But I'm more of a dwarf person myself, so
there's something over there.
in fact, don't be surprised if the voice is changed next time.
thought was better than this flat pit. This is all we got now. Hateful men won't have us.
Is this about the orcs? Tribe of Saruman's filth. These are no normal orcs, but goblin men. Goblin men. Saruman may be gone, but he left a legion of these miserable wretches to despoil Middle-earth. I've seen them driven away from the settlements of men, foul as they are. This dark pit must be their last refuge. At least until I happily drive them away from Khazad-dûm as well. The Elven Quarter. As trade with the elves of Aragion expanded, the dwarves of Khazad-dûm provided a cavern near the west gate for elven folk to use as their... that's going to be a tough one. Madrur Gunud. They began to call it the Elven Quarter, or the Elfgund. Elfgund. Gund? Meaning Elf Cavern. The Noldor elves, who frequented Khazad-dûm, had an affinity for craft and rocksmithing. Excuse me. Transforming the cavern into something brighter, greener, more elven than before. Despite being barricaded for thousands of years, the mountain remembers the kinship of the elves who once lived here. Alright, let's start getting them from a distance. Think you could fix me? I don't think so. Whoa! He almost got me.
Knock this one dead.
Oh, there he is. Now you can... what is that? Lock on with a mouse wheel. And this is basically kind of a spawn point. If you leave and come back, there will be more. So what you have to do is you actually have to knock this banner down. Take the orcish key, and you can open the orcish chest, which has a Narvi's Muznakan carving in it, and some other goods that we can take. In fact, we're going to go ahead and just get rid of the cloth fragments and the metal fragments for now, and the wood fragments. Or the, wood scraps. We're going to take all the stuff that's in there already. It looks like there's some elven wood on the ground over here already. Oh, that's why. It's a bear den. Okay, so we got rid of those goblin men.
Too many brainless orcs around.
Oh, well, okay. I accidentally ate some cram.
Chasing us away from every village. Next goblin I see is getting his brains smashed.
Hated by the orcs. Alright, let's grab the elven wood at least. Out of here. Looks like the bear possibly came through here and terrorized those goblin men a few times.
Filthy dwarves. Who gave Witchmouth? Just beat him up.
Ha ha! That's one more for me.
These guys aren't too tough. Pretty straightforward, simple enemies. I think the axe was faster. Oh, can't get the key. You're full up. Let's go ahead and drop Narvi's carving for now. We're gonna have to come back for that. Let's go ahead and just leave some markers for all the chests that we can't clear out yet, and we'll come back and clear them out later. Let's see, how many arrows we got? We've already used almost 30 arrows dealing with these goblin men. In fact, I think there was another thing. Hated by other orcs. The goblin men seem to be much hated by the other orcs in Moria. They are not only scavenging away any good meat they can get their hands on, but unlike the other orcs, they can endure sunlight and do not need to live in caves. Dwarven history. The elves in Moria. For centuries during the Second Age, elves of Eregion were trusted friends of the dwarves of Khazad-dûm. The friendship that grew between Durin's folk and the elven smiths of Eregion was the closest they had ever been between the two races. But as the tendrils of shadow began to creep far across Middle-earth, King Durin III made the dire decision to shut the doors of Khazad-dûm to protect the Dwarven realm and all its citizens from Sauron's return. The elves may believe King Durin had betrayed them, but this decision meant Khazad-dûm was able to defend itself against Sauron's attempt to conquer from without. Alright, I think we have either 2 or 3 more camps to clear out. Oh, go ahead and climb up, bud. Nobody's stopping you. Alright, we got some more statues, but we don't have the proper hammer for it.
Who would choose to live here?
Not enough meat and too many orcs.
Orcish fools, all of them.
Orcs avoid the Elven Quarter. A bit of luck. The spirits of the elves can still be felt here in the Elven Quarter, and it is certainly felt by the goblin men. The elven magic here hurts them. Through fellcraft and sorcery, goblin men tribe. Through fellcraft and sorcery, the wizard Saruman bred men with orcs to create goblin men. Some of these were enlisted as spies. Many fought against Rohan at the Battle of Helm's Deep. When Saruman was driven out of Isengard, there were stories of the goblin men attempting to live amongst the settlements of men. That these goblin men have settled in Khazad-dûm is strange, especially as they retain resistance to sunlight, unlike their more orcish kin.
That's all you got?
They definitely have quite a reach on them, though, so be careful of that.
Have you seen her?
No, and I'll keep it that way.
Maybe the orcs kill her. Wait, can she be killed?
Her. I wonder who they're talking about. Alright, so here's Narvi's. I see the Muznakan of Narvi's line. Okay. Let's go ahead and drop the 2 carvings we do have. Ooh, some jades. Alright. Some more coal. Well, that jade, I feel like I could just leave that, but oh well. Oh, hey, didn't see you there. I think that was it as far as the goblin men are concerned, I think there's like one more spot, actually, come to think of it. There's another Narvi carving. Let's go ahead and drop... Let's drop the coins. We'll have to come back for them. I'll just mark that. I don't know why I grabbed the jade. Shouldn't have. Just use the chest marker. I use that one for the chest anyway. Let's see, coins. Coins and rings. But if we can find the other Narvi carving, we can open that. Yep, there it is. And there's another one. Yeah, there's extra, by the way. I don't know if that's just due to procedural generation or what. But there's extra carvings around for pretty much everybody. Oh, that is not the Muznakan. Muznakan. I don't know if that's how it's said. Probably.
A Muznakan to a family of old. I'll return the missing figures. Honor them.
Alright, let's go ahead and place them. Open it on up. Ooh, we got some steel ingots here. Long bottom hat and the Last Alliance shield. Let's go ahead and take the steel ingots. We'll read about that once we get back to camp. I took all the stuff out of here, right? Yes. I want to try... Let's see. I want to finish off the last camps that are around. I think there's like one more camp. And then after that, we'll head back. Oh, man, I didn't see a single Herowas at all. Ooh, dark up in here. Alright, let's get these guys. Come here, you. Is that it? It's usually more than that. At least one more. Alright, we can't get that. Let's see, get the key, open it on up. Let's see what we got. Alright, we still have this chest as well, so we're gonna go ahead and mark this chest down. And then we'll clear them back out once we come back up this way. We'll finish clearing them out at least. One thing, hopefully, that we do find on our way back is some of these Herowas. I haven't seen a single one, which is kind of surprising. Usually they're all over the place.
Maybe we can get into the old mines. Find a way back onto Durin's highway from there.
Let's go ahead and take a look. Cave bears with worrying intelligence about the eyes. Avoid them if possible. They'll leave a dwarf alone so long as their dens are left in peace. Let's see. Enter the mines of Moria. This must be the way to the old iron mines. I long to see the ancient proving grounds of our people. With luck, the mines will have an open way to Durin's highway, and then on to the exit. Only a steel pickaxe will be strong enough to breach this compacted dirt. I'll need to restart one of the great forges of Khazad-dûm to get a fire hot enough to alloy iron and coal into steel. And we know how to make a few new things here. The Last Alliance shield and the long bottom hat. We'll be trying to craft both of those. Some new, what is that, steel pallet. So we won't be able to dig this out. We need a steel pickaxe to do that. One thing we're going to do is we're going to bring enough stuff to start kind of a little base down here near the Great Forge. Alright, here we are. Back at our humble abode here. And I'm just gonna throw some of this stuff in here. We need to carry equipment back to that section on the next episode. But I am pretty excited for this, I'll tell you. I really like this game so far, even with all of its quirks and bugs and things that are happening with it. Can't wait to see what is after the deeps, because that's about as far as I've gotten. I've gotten to the point to where I'm ready to drain, to use the drain pump thing. But that's about as far as I've gotten. I haven't gotten past that. So once we get there, it'll all be new. But yeah, that's going to do it for this episode of Return to Moria. Hopefully you enjoyed yourself, and hopefully we'll see you next time. Until then, have a great night, everyone.